You spent 40 minutes crafting that LinkedIn post about productivity. Meanwhile, your actual work sits untouched. This paradox is killing your output, and I can prove it. Watch what happens. Someone writes their morning routine post, deletes it, rewrites with fancier words, deletes again. 30 minutes vanish. They use utilize when use works fine. They perform generosity instead of practicing it. And nobody tells you this. Every minute performing is a minute stolen from the real thing. By the end, you'll understand why subtraction beats addition and how to deploy it today. The difference is measurable. Picture this. You're scrolling. Someone posts their well-missed journey. Lighting so perfect it required 40 takes. Another shares deep thoughts, wrapped in language that sounds like they swallowed a thesaurus and a motivational poster. Your coworker emails using utilize instead of use, and leverage our synergies instead of work together. You feel it, that pressure, that voice demanding you curate your highlight reel. Sound smarter, look deeper, perform harder, so you comply. 15 minutes crafting one social caption, 3 rewrites making an email sound sophisticated. Sharing quotes from books you barely understood because others nodded along. Here's what I've tracked about this game. It's exhausting. Worse, it hollows you out, because maintaining the performance drains more energy than actual improvement. Every hour selecting the perfect filter is an hour you didn't spend doing the thing worth photographing. Every complicated word added to sound intelligent makes you harder to understand. And understanding is the entire point of intelligence. You're running on a treadmill, burning out, going nowhere. And here's the really dark part. You can feel it. You know the performance rings hollow. You know posting about reading doesn't make you well-read. You know fancy language doesn't make you profound. But you can't stop. Everyone else performs, and if you step off the stage, you disappear. Except that's exactly backwards. The people building real things aren't on stage at all. Think about signal and noise, not metaphorically, literally. Engineers detecting real radio signals face a problem. Static. Fancy static, complicated interference patterns. All of it obscures what actually matters. The clearest transmission isn't the loudest. It's the simplest. No decoration. No unnecessary amplification. Pure information getting through. Your life operates identically. Most people confuse performing goodness with being good. They think discussing difficult books makes them intellectual. Announcing charitable acts makes them generous. Complicated language makes them profound. That's racing stripes on a minivan. The decoration isn't the thing. Here's what works. The subtraction principle. Simple. Everything you do is either signal or noise. Signal makes you better. Noise makes you look better. And here's the trap. Noise doesn't just waste time. It actively degrades signal. Every complicated word added makes your idea harder to transmit. Every virtue performance makes genuine virtue harder to practice. Every Instagram story about your morning routine steals time from actually having a good morning routine. The counterintuitive move is subtraction, not addition. Write like you're explaining something to someone without the jargon. When someone wrongs you and offers to make it right, let it go immediately. No drama, no scorekeeping. When you read something, actually read it. Don't skim for quotes to share. Don't nod along to impressive-sounding nonsense because everyone else does. Strip away everything about looking good. Keep only what makes you actually better. This is where most self-improvement advice fails catastrophically. Now here's where it gets interesting, where conventional wisdom completely misses. People preach be authentic or be yourself. That's noise masquerading as wisdom. Sounds good. Means nothing. The subtraction principle isn't about authenticity, it's about efficiency. A cluttered workshop makes building impossible. A clean one lets you create. The performance isn't just fake, it's expensive. Measurably expensive. Let me show you exactly how expensive. Watch how this plays out in practice. Your colleague sends a passive-aggressive email. Your instinct screams. Craft a sophisticated response demonstrating your superiority. You want to win. You want them to know they can't mess with you. That's noise. That's performing strength instead of being strong. Here's the subtraction move. Don't respond. Wait the moment they apologize, and they will. Accept it. No cooling off period. No scorekeeping. No, I need time to process this. Just, no problem, we're good. It feels wrong because you're trained to perform, to show everyone you're not a pushover. But watch what happens when you subtract that performance. You reclaim your day. They reclaim their peace. The work continues. Signal restored. Or consider how you write. Are you using utilize when use works fine? Adding qualifiers like, I would tend to think that perhaps, when you actually know what you think? That's not sophistication. That's static. Here's a test I run on everything I write. Would I say this to a friend over coffee? If not, I'm performing. Or, look at your social media. Are you sharing things you actually understand, or passing along impressive-sounding noise because others did? I've watched people do this with psychology articles. They share a headline about some study, add thoughtful emoji, move on. They didn't read it. They don't understand it. They're performing the role of person who thinks about things. Subtraction move. If you can't explain it simply, you don't share it. Period. This works everywhere. In relationships, subtract the need to be right and keep only the goal of connection. In learning, subtract the performance of knowledge and keep only actual understanding. In work, subtract the appearance of productivity and keep only actual output. The difference is night and day. One exhausts you and produces nothing. The other energizes you and builds something real. Here's where people mess this up. I've done all of these. Mistake 1. They think subtraction means being rude. It doesn't.
I appreciate the offer, but I have to decline. Thank you for understanding.
Is simpler and kinder than a paragraph of excuses. Clarity is generosity. Mistake 2. They subtract the wrong things. They think simple means simplistic. They dumb everything down until nothing means anything. That's not this. You're not removing depth. You're removing decoration. Einstein's E equals sign mc squared is simple, not simplistic. It's the signal without the noise. Mistake 3. They perform subtraction. They make a big show of being minimal now. Look at my minimalist desk. Check out how direct my emails are. I don't use social media anymore because I'm above it. That's just a different costume. Same performance, new stage. Real subtraction is invisible. Nobody notices when you stop performing because you're suddenly just there. Present, clear, useful. Mistake 4. They think this is about judging others. It's not. What other people do with their energy is their business. This is about you noticing where your energy goes and whether it's building anything real. And the biggest mistake, they think this is a one-time thing. It's not. The noise creeps back, always. The performance is addictive because it gets immediate feedback. Real improvement is slow, so you keep subtracting, keep cutting away the static, keep choosing signal. It's not a destination, it's a practice, a daily practice. Here's your assignment for the next 7 days. Day 1 through 7. Run an experiment in subtraction. Every email you write, imagine you're texting a friend. Cut every word that makes you sound smart. If use works, delete utilize. If you can say it in one sentence, delete the other 3. When someone wrongs you and reaches out to make it right, reconcile immediately. No cooling off period. No making them sweat. They apologized. You accept. Move on. Watch how much energy floods back before you share anything. A quote, an article, a thought. Ask yourself, do I actually understand this, or am I passing along impressive noise? If you can't explain it simply, don't share it. Period. Track what happens. Literally track it. How much time did you save? How did people respond to your clearer communication? How many hours did you reclaim by not curating performances? Here's what I've found when people actually do this. The first 2 days feel weird. You'll feel naked without the performance. You'll worry people will think you're less impressive. Days 3 through 5, something shifts. Communication gets faster. Decisions get easier. Energy returns. By day 7, you'll notice something strange. You're building real things instead of performing fake things, and the real things compound. The performances just evaporate. That's the difference between signal and noise. Measurable, trackable, real. Remember that person at the beginning, exhausted from performing. That's the default path. The performance gets more elaborate, the returns shrink, and you hollow yourself out. The subtraction principle is the exit. Strip away the decoration. Keep the signal. Let the noise die. You'll lose followers. You'll sound less impressive at parties. And you'll build something real instead of something that looks good. If you want more frameworks like this, subscribe. I break down one pattern like this every week. The performance is infinite. You can add more. More words, more posts, more proof. But real improvement has a limit. Better. Choose the thing with a limit. That's how you know it's real.